Welcome to Mary's Eclectic Interests. Today I'll be transforming containers using paper and/or material. Yes, I have a little plastic container here, and I thought let's try working with this. You'll see all of these right here. This is just rolled up magazine paper, and it's the shiny or heavy one. And the main thing is this container is the same size on the bottom as on the top. I started on a nice little plumb line. You want to get your first one in there straight. But as I went along, I did not realize all of a sudden my plumb line is off. There, now you can kind of see it. And here goes it. I need something to fill in this gap because it's narrower down here and wider up there. And I'm hoping that if I flange this top one a couple of times, I'll get it back in the right, back plumb again. Now to do all of these that I have here took me about 2 hours. Now this is a great craft for kids if you want to keep them busy. All you need is some leftover magazines. This was a magazine that just happened to be about the right size. You can, here, I'll show you this a little bit better. You can see that the paper is not much larger than the container. So there's a ridge on the top, and I decided I'll put that on the upper portion of the jar because it looks kind of nice up there. And when you look at something, your eyes usually go upward and not downward. So instead of rolling all of these, and if you don't want to throw away your straws, if you have a bunch of these plastic straws, this would be great. And what I really liked was this nice stripe going down. And then I thought, boy, that would have looked nice, but I didn't think I had enough straws to go all the way around. But that's another option. So let me show you how this works. But first, let's roll one. So here's some paper. I used this dowel. This is the dowel I used. And as we were talking about, my plumb line is off. You can see my plumb line. So I'm going to try and make the top a little bit wider than the bottom. There. So here we go. I'm just going to roll this up here. And bring it forward. And my glue got put away. Now I'm doing this on my kitchen counter, so as you notice, I put brown paper all over it. Okay. And that's all there is to it. And then you set it aside and you let it dry. Now, I've already got quite a few already made. And here's some of the things that I did. I did use this because when I ripped the paper out of the magazine, one side of it had ragged edges. I don't think it would have mattered. It just helped to get rid of it for rolling. So I'm going to put that aside. This is my cutting board. Every single one of them are going to be the exact same length. So I took a metal ruler, and as you can see, I duct taped it on here. That way, I can butt my cylinder right up against it, and I have a little mark here. And this is where, let's see if I can do this. See if you can see it. Here's my ruler and here's my mark. This is as far as I want to go is 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Okay, 6 5/8. The easiest thing to do is to take it, bring it over, mark it, and all kids can do this, cut it. Of course, they'll all go flying, but that's all right. And I have to do several of these because I have to fill the other half of this container. Aren't you glad I didn't make you watch me do the first half? And those are going to go flying every time I cut. But look at how much easier. Now I notice this is moving because I'm pushing it and I shouldn't. So let's put a little masking tape over here so it won't do that anymore. And another way of doing it too is I've done this in the past, just put layers of masking tape one on top of the other so you get that same ridge. So instead of doing each one like this, which takes longer, I'm going to just start marking them all and then cutting them after, because then that relieves you of one step. Okay, now how do you put this on? Now I did this one, so I think I made it a little bit wider on the top, but I did not cut it. So let's cut this one down. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to have to try and figure out if I could bring that one in. Now I'm hoping, don't tell me I cut these all too short. Well, that's going to be depressing. Then you have to figure out how to doctor it. Oh, that one is a little, yeah. Remember I said that the ruler was moving? Well, it did move. When you make an error, that means you have to become very inventive. Okay, well, let's start. This is the side that's still level going up. And what I used the seam of the jar. There was one on either side. And when we get to the end, I might have to really squash something in. And just think how much faster it would have been if I would have used a larger tube. Uh-oh, now I've got this little area. See it here? So I can either roll them all over a little bit, or I can try and squash one in there. Is there a little teeny one I can get in here? I don't know. I don't think it's going to go. I might just have to roll these forward and fill in that gap there. So now we're done. And you can see the difference between when I was really watching and I was putting all of these in. But then, look at this other side. Isn't that pretty with all the colors? So what am I going to do with the top? Well, it looks pretty nice with the top on it. But I did find something, if I could figure out what I did with it, that I could put on top. I found this. And if you put it on here, see it's a little duck. And I had these, I just, as I find things through time, I just throw them in a box and I go, well, maybe I'll use this sometime. What I'm going to do, oops, I got off the rudders. Okay, let's try this again. We want to make sure. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's see how good I did, or how bad I did. Okay, here it is. It's not the best. Whoops, it fell off. Now I'm just going to throw a bunch of glue on here. I think this would look rather pretty on here. Bring it around. Make sure it... There, what do you think? Doesn't that look nice? Okay, let's put this on. So how am I going to do this? Well, first I'm going to take this off. Then, somehow or another, I have to put glue all the way around. Oops, let's get this out of here again. I don't want to get glue on there. I have enough markings on there. I don't even know where half those markings came from. All right, now I'm going to have to put this on something. Okay, I'm going to put this over here to dry. There, let's get it over here. This looks cute the way it is. See how it looks? It looks just like that. And I need to put a little bit more glue here, because this is coming apart. There. There we go. Okay, I think we're just going to leave it as is. I think sometimes you can just do too much. And down here, you really don't pay that much attention to it, because it's down below and your eyes are going to go up above. This was my neighbor's trash can. She no longer wanted it. And this was, it's a pillowcase my mother had made. So what I'm going to do is cut a length of this off. And I know I'm not going to get this even. I'm just going to cut it. All right, let's see if I can get this. And I don't really care how even I am with this. All I want to do is get it beyond the seam here. All right, now that's off. Okay, this is going to be easier to work with now. Because guess what? I just have one piece of material. Yay! And now what I want to do is get a straight edge. This is, as I said, stitch witchery, and I want that to, instead of sewing and taking out my sewing machine, I'm just going to put this up here, flip this over, and iron it down. All right, let's try and get the iron to do some work for me. Well, it just curls up, doesn't it? There it goes. That helps. Okay. Well, you can see it's not even at all. And I'm not measuring or doing anything. I'm just trying to get these two to go together. Now somebody else is going, why aren't you measuring this all out? Well, to tell you the truth, this is an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's no big deal. And when I go down, let's see, the 13 inches. Whoops, I just whacked that a good one. Okay, let's do 13 inches, but I really want it longer than that. Why? Because I'm going to turn it up, but let's at least get the 13 inches measured. Here's 13. And I can't even see that in here. Well, I can a little bit. But I want a good, how wide is this? Let's see how wide this is. So if I make it 14 inches, I'll be fine. And what I need is this to be 14 inches, which will be right here. Let's hope I'm right. If not, we have another piece of material. There. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, we've got that. I'm going to have it go underneath here. And let's just turn this right like that. Okay. Here, get my pin back in here. Now we'll do the other side. I'll do the other side and hope it works. And here we go. And let's see if I can get this to flatten. And I'll iron it down. What I want is the stitch witchery in here. Okay, I'm going to put this right on the end here. Again, I'm going to put this on here and see how off I am. Okay, let's do the bottom. This is going to go under. That will stay under. This one here, under. And this is going to go over. Let's just pull it off. Okay, I'm in about that far. Let's see if we can do it that way all the way down. Yeah, here we go. I'm just going to use this and see about what the overlap is here. There to there, 2 1/4 inches or thereabouts. Okay, here's my fusing. Well, wish me luck, people, if this doesn't work out. Like I said, I have another one over here. I'll have to start all over. And as I mentioned in my other shows, it usually takes me 3 times to get something right. But in this case, I only have 2 pieces of material. Okay, now I fused that section. Now let's get this. Now I have to fuse this section. And I have to get this flat. And okay, let's see if it's going to work. What do you think? There's my seam. All right. All right, now we're going to put the finishing touches on. First of all, I think this is going to stay up here pretty darn good, and I'm not going to have an issue with it. But just in case, oh, and I want the seam in the back. But just in case, I do have this elastic that was, it's not sewn, it's just where you use your glue gun, and somebody had glued it together, and I don't know where I got it. But I'm going to put that around. Here. And this will make sure it stays up because of the next thing that I'm going to do. But I found I had this. I don't know where I got it, but I really, really like it. I want this all the way up here. Okay, let's do it this way. Maybe I can see what I'm doing a little better. Okay, and what's happening is this is kind of, here, let's get this up here. But because my fingers are in there, there we go. And I want this in the middle when I pin it. And I want it to go through the elastic. And now I'm going to put on this pin. This is just a pin with some leaves on it. And that will cover the safety pin. There it is. Okay, see if I can get it around. And there. Okay, I got it. So this is all reused material. And even the rug that I purchased was from I believe I got it at ARC. Thank you for watching Mary's Eclectic Interests. I hope you enjoyed the show, and you'll come back and watch another next month. Take care, stay safe.